Nobody had 1940s parties when we were kids and stuff. But the kids these days are loving the 80s. It's great. Some of the tracks that they're playing are 80s, and some of the styles are 80s. It's great. I'm loving it.
Why do you think that is, though? Is that because we were, back in the 80s, we were just beginning to be able to do things that perhaps, young people hadn't been allowed to do?
I think the 70s was still clinging onto an air of the 60s a bit. I think some of, the 80s, you went from sort of the Carpenters to bloody S Express, the 80s decade was massive change, wasn't it? Microwaves and the first CD and all these things started coming out, and like I say, at the end of the 80s you had the Game Boy. Things really started changing in the 80s, so I think that it was looked upon as a real dawn of change.
Definitely.